Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, we're going to talk about Child of Alara. But before we do, I got a little bookkeeping thing here. I hope everybody had fun with Ultimate Masters. I got to draft once. I opened a foil Lily, got a Phyrexian Altar pass to me. So, not bad, not bad. While I was there, I was in between rounds because, you know, pulling a foil Lily tilted me on pack 3 when I was already mono red. Yeah, that wasn't a wise move. But anyway, I got my face stomped in, and I was checking Twitter, and I found out that you guys, love you guys, have nominated, somebody has nominated me for, over on Twitter, they have Content Creator Awards this year. It's the first time they've ever done it. Or Magic the Gathering Content Creator Awards. And I just wanted to thank y'all so much for nominating me. I truly understand what it means now to when they say it's just an honor to be nominated. Um, I'll show some quick shots of the new game room. I'm not done. I'm done enough to get a workable space, obviously, we're here. And I can get back in the deck building business. And here we go. Now, Child of Alara. Child of Alara is just about the catch-all general for 5 color because you can really do anything with the deck, and in a pinch, it's a panic button. But been talking about this one for a little while. This is a Maze End deck. I pause because I know a lot of folks just exited the video. Yeah, Maze's Index are not really uh, high tier or anything, but it's not like that's what I'm doing anyway. But it's it's neat. It is something. Even if you don't get the gate win off, it's a thawing glaciers for duels. They're tap duels, whatever. Um, there's a few cards I really wanted to put in here. I really wanted that Amulet of Vigor because that's just sweet. Amulet of Vigor in Maze's End is sweet. It really is. But first, I guess since we Maze's End, we'll roll through the gates real quick. Trying to, I don't know. I've got mixed reviews on the. I'm trying to place the cards in there so you don't get that sound. I know some of y'all like it, some of y'all hate it. I have no clue what to do about it because. And lastly, of course, the new gate that we got, the five color gate, pretty sweet. Okay, so that is our primary win con. That is what we are trying to do. Now, how do we do it? Well, first off, we've got to go get gates. And there are just a few cards that actually will search for any land. Now, obviously, we're going to search for Maze's End if we don't have it. Sylvan Scrying just searches for a land card. Circuitous Route will search for basics or gates. This is beautiful. It's a explosive vegetation for gates. Now, crop rotation is just going to turn any land you've got into a gate at instant speed. Now, obviously, we are leaning way green here. This is what in the old days we would call a 5 color green deck. Now, Hour of Promise also goes and gets 2 lands, period. So you can get your gates or mazes with it. And our last search for any land is Template Discovery. And this card should be terrible. I know it's every single time because and really all it takes is one person. Like I said before, I play in a ton of big games, 6-7 players, and I cast this. We had all, not all of us, me and Mason had watched the command zones top 10 things to stop doing, And don't be tempted is one of them. Never, ever, ever be tempted. But it's so hard when you're in game because I cast it. And Daddy was like, no, not going to do it. Well, really, all you got to do is get somebody who's kind of land hurting or is off their colors. And I got 4 lands off of it when I shouldn't have. You know, the temp cards should be terrible, but we all play them because we're all tempted. Let's face it. Now, in addition to that, I have got regular ramp cards. Because let's face it, at the end of the day, we are playing 5 colors, and we do need to be able to do something else besides, I win with my lands. So we are rampant growth intentionally using the white border. Harrow, Eve-Edge, Farseek, Search, Grow from the Ashes, and Adventurous Impulse. So, like I said, we are pretty deep in green. That is why for the basic lands, I have 2 of each kind and like 12 forest. Also, the other lands I have will all produce green. The Jungle Hollow, the Highland, the Blooming Sands. And yes, right here I could have used shocks, fetches, whatever. But number 1, I didn't have them. Number 2, they kind of feel off flavor because it's a deck based around gates, for goodness sake. Yeah, and of course I've got the 5-color lands, the city, the tower, and then 2 of the po' boy fetches, as I like to call them. Now, artifacts. This should be a chromatic lantern, and we all know it. Commander Sphere. Okay, now they have actually printed cards for gates. Check this out. We've got some of them are creatures, sorceries, enchantments, whatever. They did it in the last time we were in Ravnica, and they did it this time. And so, oh crap! Hell, I should have waited for this deck because we still got 2 more Ravnica sets, Allegiance, and then the yet to be named. Well, looks like I'm revisiting this deck in a year, but maybe we'll get some just busted gate cards between now and then. Here again, this is it puts the gate in your hand, but it will search out your gate. Same thing here. All things that just interact with gates. Greenside Watcher is going to untap it. The gaining 7 life here is kind of I don't know. I guess if you've ever won a game at 7 or less life, it's with a +1/+1 counter for each gate you control. Holy jeez, this is. Can you imagine how big this is going to be? The Garrison Sergeant, sons. A lot of these I got foiled because they're bulk commons. Even the foils are bulk commons. So I was like, cool. This deck wouldn't be hard to foil out. To ditch that city. But yeah, it's. I mean, there's a little support for gates. I kind of like the gate shade. Hey, it's a normal shade, or it's a double shade for gates. I really would have liked I would love an indestructible. If you've got 3 gates, your team is indestructible or whatever. That would have been sweet. And then, most importantly, the glaive of the Guild Pact. Glaive, is this? I've never known that Jace had a sword. Maybe this is Jace's sword, and we don't. Or he don't seem like he would have a sword. It probably predates him, doesn't it? And then we have got a few things to just. Well, I guess I need to show my fledgling card draw. Of course, I got Thirst for Knowledge, the Ore, because the Ore is decent. Yeah, helps everybody out. But let's face it, we need something to buy some goodwill because we're not exactly going to win quick here. And then, of course, Mystic Remora. I hadn't looked and seen exactly what the price has done on Mystic Remora. Oh, almost forgot the box, didn't I? I hate this clear. I bought a clear one by accident instead of the white. The black letters on clear are really hard to distinguish to when you're dealing with, black sleeves. Because when that's the side that you're looking at, yeah. Anyway, weird Canada problems, huh? Uh, Explore and Urban Evolution is just going to flat let us play more lands. Yeah, draw some incidental cards off of it. The Walking Atlas will let us play more. The yeah, we all know this should be exploration, or I mean, there's a ton of ways to upgrade this deck and make it ridiculous. Okay, I feel like it would be ridiculous. Then, of course, we have Animist Awakening because the Animist Awakening was what led me to a lot of that, non-gate ramp because, man, you could just potentially. What is this? This is a Green Sun Zenith for just lands. I'm down with that. Demonic Collusion is our tutor. I was not lucky enough to pull a Demonic Tutor in my UMA draft. But I got this one, and more importantly, Behold the Beyond, because if you've got your maze thing out there, I'll ditch that hand to get the last 3 gates every single time. Now, removal, sure. Some standard removal, blow through some quick, negate, disenchant, naturalize, decimate, pretty good. Mortify, putrefy, trophy. Now, I really, really like the bond here. Let's see if I can. Still learning my new camera angles from my thing here. I put up all new lighting in the joint, so it's a LED instead of those old halogen. Anyway, this is our naturalized, but it allows us to drop another land. And of course, the end hostilities in Kurtar's Wrath are panic buttons if we just got to have it. Uh, Reclaim will get something back, probably a circuitous route, and as well as restock because they're going to kill our stuff. I mean, it's just going to happen. I've got a spell book in there for good measure. I'm not exactly certain why. I looked at the land, and in a 5-color deck, it's just hard for me to justify very many colorless lands. And I don't know, the spell book seems, to be honest with you, it seems kind of like a placeholder. But at the end of the day, we are indeed playing 5-color. So All Sun's Dawn is a really good card for to get back some of our gate guys, the Gatekeepers. Are you the Keymaster? I am the Gatekeeper. Obelisk of Alara. I'll admit I put this in there because I got like a million of these jokers. I think I got 30 or 40. And you don't, yeah. Now we're getting into we don't get to play these a lot cards. It's super utility. I mean, yeah, it can kill small dudes. It filters your hand, uh, whatever. But it's one of those cards that we just don't get to play with very much. So the door, probably one of the cards we're getting back. You can push people through the door. It takes a 5-color deck to run it. So I was like, well, why not? Almost. I mean, this is not a door deck, but if you'll notice, that door activation cost is the exact same as what Ramos gives you. Then, of course, we have the legacy weapon. I chose the Weatherlight art, because this is the legacy weapon right here. This is what it's all about. And, it just exiles a permanent for 5 mana. Boom, let's do it. Legacy weapon was the reason why I searched the binders for a Seedborn Muse. I didn't find one, but Seedborn Muse is pretty sweet with legacy weapon. Now, we are kind of sort of dealing with land. So I had an extra Windgrace. I think I still got an extra Windgrace. And I don't know that we're discarding the... Well, we probably are, yeah. Because you got to use the... I mean, in this deck, in his own deck, of course, he's amazing. But in this particular deck, it's not bad. Because once people figure out what you're doing, they're probably going to blow up. Because they're going to think if they blow up one gate, then they've nullified your entire strategy. And so, to Windgrace, so help you out, get you the gates back. Eternity Vessel. Like I said, we're not winning quick. And if we can have this safety button where our landfall is go back to whatever life it was when we cast it. By the way, Eternity Vessel, if you're not playing it in Proliferate decks, that's super funny. It's super, super funny. Because, and especially, if you've got a doubling season, because you count it or you cast it, it gets the counters are doubled, you drop a land, and you just doubled your life, and you're going to double your life with every land drop. No, I'm sorry. You're just going to double your life once because it has that many counters. And then if you can proliferate and all that jazz. Eternity Vessel is kind of neat, but life gain's not really, a popular strategy. And our last card, this thing came out in Rick's. You know what? I've been looking for a deck for it, and as soon as I saw it, I went, well, this is 5 color. It's a 5 color, you're not going to have a whole bunch of the same basic land. I really, really like this. I mean, is it too hard to imagine this being a 4-mana 10/10? I don't think so. Granted, it's a vanilla 10/10, but would you pay 4 mana for a vanilla 10/10? I would. Well, that is what I have got for the Gatekeeper, Child of Alara. I'm super excited to play this one. As y'all know, I skipped out on EDH night this week for the UMA draft. So, but I want to show you what else I've been working on. This is the new room. As you can see, the new deck wall starts here. I have enough space now to hold 1,200 decks. Of course, some of this here is, in my jammies. Some of these decks here are triple sleeves, so they're in those big boxes. And I'm probably, as soon as I get enough, backlog of boxes, it's all of those are going to come out of the triple sleeve. Because let's face it, I triple sleeved them because I wanted to make sure not to wear out the cards any more than necessary. But how often am I really playing any specific deck? And of course, back there is still I haven't moved the binder wall at all. I've got to do something with the floor. I don't know exactly. I thought about doing that whole magic card thing on the floor and epoxy over it, whatever. But that would look awesome and stuff. However, if you ever drop a card, man, good luck finding it. But I don't know. I need something to do because I have 3 different things going on with the floor here, because this particular room over the past 15 years has been just anything you could imagine. But that's our new deck wall. But of course, these empty spots up here is, like I said, these the decks that won't fit. So Everything's in the numerical order now. I guess you see it starts off, 71, 72, 73, and each one of these blocks hold 100 decks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, So that's what I've been doing. That's why I missed a couple videos. Or, well, no, I just missed one, didn't I? But, yeah, exciting things. Not quite done with it yet, but as I said, I'm done enough to be workable. So, I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. Any suggestions on magic related flooring? I don't know. Really, really like the magic card idea. A bunch of face down because the earthy colors of the back of a magic card, it's the browns and I really kind of I think that would be amazing. Anyway, that's all I've got for right now. I do appreciate y'all watching, but I think we're gonna shuffle and cut.